Hi, today I'm here to talk about the difference between inline and tapered hooks. These names refer to the difference in shape between the throat and head portions of your hooks. Crochet hooks come in all shapes and sizes, all different materials, and with numerous types of handles. So to better highlight the actual differences between the two kinds of hooks, I'm using two of my hooks here that are very similar in all other aspects except for these shapes of the necks, throats, and heads. They're both metal, size I, 5.5 millimeter hooks. This is an inline hook, and this is a tapered hook. The inline hook is a Susan Bates. That's probably the most well-known brand of the inline type. My tapered hook, on the other hand, is a Boy brand hook, a common maker of tapered hooks. Now on to the actual physical differences. As you can see here, the throat of the inline hook keeps the same circumference all the way up to the head, whereas the tapered hook becomes decidedly narrower as it gets closer to the tip. On an inline hook, the head is normally aligned with the shaft of the hook. However, on the tapered hook, the head will usually jut out slightly above the line of the shaft. These are the main features that give the different types of hooks their names. Additionally, as you can see, the angle of the cut going into the inner part of the head on the inline hook is much sharper than it is on the tapered hook. And on some hooks, the head of the tapered hook is much pointier than an inline hook, but these two are pretty similar. So what does this mean for performance? In general, an inline hook is often recommended for beginners because it tends to make it easier for you to keep your tension. The shape of a tapered hook can allow the inside of a yarn loop to become much smaller as it gets down towards the head of the hook. Since the inline hook keeps its circumference nearly to the point, this isn't as much of an issue with an inline hook. Also, I've heard that if you're doing small, close work such as amigurumi, a tapered hook may work better because you're trying to keep your stitches smaller, and the narrower point of the head of a tapered hook may make it easier to work in smaller stitches. But again, as with many tools of the trade, it comes down to personal preference. What are you most comfortable working with? What does the job best for you? I have to admit that I crocheted for 20 years before I ever realized there was even a difference between these two types of hooks. I just never looked at them that closely, and I would just pick one up and go to it. So I would say it's good to keep these differences in mind, but I would always recommend to choose the hook that is the most comfortable for you and does the job the best for you. My hope is that this information will help you make steps in the direction of making that choice a little bit better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.